do that, live in that, and see what happens. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I'm big on like you can do anything right now without
You're a dog.
credentials.
You're a
You don't
dog.
need credentials to stand behind or get behind and say I'm this. I have this. Not to say there's anything wrong with it, but I want people to see like that doesn't have to stop you if you don't have this certification yet. You could always get it later, but what you want to do, people care about that more than your papers. Like any personal trainer or something I ever had, like I never said, "Let me see your papers, let me get this." I saw what they can do. I saw the confidence in their eyes. I saw the enthusiasm of what was wanted, and we all see that all the time. We don't need to know anything about a person to know if we want to be around them or if we want to work with them or just anything, because again, you will know a person by their fruits. We just ooze who we are, especially when we're confident. And so, yeah, you don't need permission. You are the permission. Anything you want to do right now, whether you have a backing for it, whether you have a network, like you said, it will all just come together and align in the most beautiful way. But you have to decide.
Yeah, and I would also tell you, just based off what you're saying, to ride the wave. Like, you know, earlier in the conversation, I said people are only giving you what you've been able to give to them or show them, right? And so when somebody comes to you with all the energy in the world, you're supposed to ride that wave. You're supposed to allow that to help you propel yourself, because what you should remember in the fact of it is they don't know these doubts that I have. They don't know these shortcomings I feel like I have, unless you told them. But most times we don't do that. And so because they're seeing all the good, maybe I should look there as well. Maybe I got to get out of my own head and realize that I have everything I need. And then once you realize that you have everything you need, start to imagine yourself using all these tools and all of these feelings and all of these thoughts and reliving it over and over again. So that way you can develop the confidence, because that's one of the things that it could take. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, it's funny you said that too, that nobody knows your fears and stuff. I've had instances where I've done something, public, or had to like give some kind of public talk or something. And it was like, man, you broke down the house or whatever. I was like, you couldn't tell that I was nervous. And it was like, nah. But there have been times where I wasn't nervous, and then I'll hear my voice do that nervous shake, and I'm like, why my voice shake like that? I'm not nervous. But then if I start thinking about it, it will make me nervous. But it's
Yeah.
because again of your thoughts, and that nervous shake is a funny thing, especially when you're not. But yeah, but I love that you pointed that out. Like our thoughts aren't conveyed unless we show them, unless we exemplify those. Well, give them a physical expression. Yeah, unless we express those thoughts, no one will know them in a sense.
And the reason why I keep bringing that up is because something in us, and I know this is not just me, something in us naturally makes us feel that people can hear our thoughts. Something in us naturally makes us feel that people can see our shortcomings. Something in us naturally makes us feel that people can see the obstacles that I see in front of me. It's like we're saying it in our head, and because it's loud in our head, we feel like everybody knows. But the reality of it is, when we act, we never act out all these negative things. Now, there are sometimes, because when we see somebody act out something negative, we all like, oh, I never, like the person that killed everybody next door, nobody knew that he was a killer. They was like, man, I never even knew. He was just so, we don't act out these things unless we're like nervous. You know, you've seen people nervous before on the stage, but you also look at them when you see them nervous. At least this is what I've been able to witness in my life. When I've seen somebody nervous, somebody in the crowd always gives them energy to keep going. It's okay, baby.
Take
Push
your
through.
time.
Because when we see something that's we feel like it's not of a person, we're going to always give them the opposite. So there's a reason why you will see somebody cheer somebody on that sounds nervous, or they'll recognize, oh, that person was nervous, and they'll tell them afterwards, man, I saw you shaking, but guess what? You did so good. Because they don't know these things. And we have to stop making ourselves feel like the outside understands that. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, but I will say this. So it to a sense, to a degree, like it's no private thoughts. And what I mean is you only see through the eyes of your thoughts and your beliefs.
Yeah.
So like what you are giving off, you will get that version of those people. Like you would get the version of those people like that. So like if you have no killer bone in your body, you could be around somebody who's essentially a killer, but around you, they won't show that. Like I like you can't believe how many times people told me like they'll curse and they be like, oh, I'm sorry. And they apologize to me because they know I don't curse, but I don't care if you curse. Do
Real
that,
talk, though.
speak. You know what I mean? But it's you only bring that version based on what your thoughts are. So even if in those moments where you're not confident, but you either do it anyway, so you're exercising that confidence, or you change your thoughts in the moment, people are going to respond to that. But if you were to dwell into that non-confidence, people will respond to that too, because that's the version. So it's like you have this power, you do and you don't at the same time, if that makes sense.
No. Number one, I like the thought process of being nervous on stage because I think people can visualize it, right? And you're right. When people recognize that, and that's the point that I'm making, you cannot hide what's inside, like you said, right? It's going to automatically come out of